guys. So one thing that's always worked very consistently for me when it came to meeting women and closing the deal and getting dates and making out and all this fun stuff, right, that comes with all that stuff, is being authentic. And what I mean by being authentic is truly being your genuine self, not trying to be what you think you should be in order to make this a success. Now, I see a lot of guys out here who are trying to be clones of people that they've seen, go out on dates, seen on YouTube, and all this stuff. And it doesn't always work. Yes, it works sometimes, but it doesn't always work because it's not sustainable. When you're trying to mimic someone else's behaviors, the incongruency with who you are and who that person is being tends to get more obvious and more obvious, and you start to feel it. You start to feel like you're being an imposter in a lot of ways. So for me, what I've learned, especially through doing the model work with Fearless, is that being your authentic self is the way through. And I mean accepting your flaws, not expecting your interactions to go perfect, being okay if they go to complete crap, letting women go. All this stuff plays a better part in making you into the version of yourself that you actually like, that when you show up in front of a woman, you are not judging yourself. You essentially love yourself. Like, you're not trying to change. You're not trying to be something that you're not. You're not trying to run game. You're not trying to run techniques. You're totally content with who you are, and you're fine with who you are. And you also realize that some women are for you, and some women just aren't. But the more you get content with yourself, this is true confidence. Women can feel this off of you. They can feel the part of you that's just like, hey, this is just who I am. I don't care. That's the true confidence right there. That's the true confidence. The confidence doesn't come from say this, say that, do this 2 minutes in, do this 3 minutes in. No, don't do that. Just be you. Just be you. And I know you heard it before. Everybody says that, just be you, be confident, right? But it's true. You have to just be you unapologetically. If you're not sure and you're unsure of yourself, it's okay to be unsure of yourself, right? It's okay to own that. It's okay to not feel like you've got this thing together. And a lot of times, in a lot of interactions, I don't feel like I have it together, right? But the only difference between me and maybe you who feel like you don't have it together is that I know that I don't need to have it together in order for it to work. Actually, in interactions, the more imperfect I am, the better it really is, right? Especially when it comes to relating to somebody else, because people can get that. People can get that you're not perfect. People can relate to that. That's sensible. But when you're in your head trying to do things right, trying to do things perfect, it becomes disingenuous, and people can also feel that too. It'll actually shut people down, especially a woman who can really feel, who's really tapped into her emotions. They can kind of tell when a person's kind of running game, they're in their head, they're overthinking, and they're not just being in the moment, being themselves. So I say all this to say, accept your flaws. Accept the parts of you that don't know what you're doing right now. You'll get better with this stuff as you grow. That's natural, right? As a part of the territory. But you do have to keep going out and doing the work. Now, how do you really get better at becoming more confident in a way that's attractive? Well, the truth is, what you have to do is you have to work with it at the level of your insecurities. And this is why approaching is so important. The more you go out and approach, the more your insecurities rise to the surface, right? So if you have a fear of women, if you have a fear of speaking loudly, if you have a fear of showing up more confidently, showing yourself, being heard, being seen, all this stuff is going to come up in your approaches, and this is beautiful. Brian would always call this weeding the garden, and it's very true. This stuff needs to come up in order for you to see it so that you can pull out the weeds so that they no longer become an issue. So I always encourage guys, go out and approach. Go out and do maybe 2 approaches a day. If you can't go out and talk to a beautiful woman right off the bat, start with something a lot easier. Start with a couple. Start with old people. Start with people who are less threatening to you, right? Who are easy to talk to. Maybe go to the grocery store, go down the aisles and just talk to a random dude who's looking for cat food, right? Or go down the aisle and talk to a random old lady who's looking for cereal or something like that. And what you're basically doing is you're learning how to open people up, but also open yourself up and have conversation. I like to use these opportunities to then journal what my experience was talking to this person. I noticed I was pulled back. I noticed that I wasn't feeling my body. I noticed that I was in my head trying to find the next thing to say so it wouldn't get awkward. And when I get all this stuff on paper, I'm more aware of like what's going on. I'm like, okay, cool. So now that I have this on paper, I kind of know how to work with this, right? There's tons of videos that I've done on it. There's tons of videos that Brian's done on it. And these videos are very helpful if you actually take this stuff out and put it into action. Anyways, guys, I just want to remind you that being your authentic self is the way to attract women. And you get better at being authentic. Well, let me say it like this. Your skill set increases when you work at the level of your insecurities and you work at them and you get better at not being reactive. You get better at being more grounded. You get better at not beating yourself up and worrying about the next thing to say. Those are skill sets, right? And they become a part of who you are. So that also then becomes a part of your whole authenticity, right? That becomes a part of your authentic package. So go out and grow, yes, but still be yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Anyways, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. So check this out. So in 2017, I quit my job, and it was the greatest decision I had ever made. Basically, what I had done was I took Brian's teachings about stepping into tension and creating the life that you want, and I took them very seriously. So I came back from Bucharest, quit my job, had no money in the bank, had no savings, and just didn't know how I was going to make money. But things started to figure themselves out after I took that risk. I found a job to make a little bit of money, and all of a sudden I got taken on as a coach. And I don't think that was a coincidence. The timing on everything was perfect, and it's because I took those risks that everything started to show up for that reason. So I want to remind you guys that I'm doing a call on October 7th that's going to be running from about 10 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to be talking about the importance of tension, saying yes to the things that you want in your life, stepping into the unknown, stepping into your fear, having a greater, better life experience for yourself that you won't regret. We're also going to be talking about how to move away from the nice guy behavior to becoming a more integrated guy who has a better relationship, not only with himself, but a better relationship with women as well. So if this is something that you feel will be of value to you, go ahead, hit the link in the bio and sign up, and I will see you guys on October 7th at 10 a.m. PST, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern time. Anyways, I'll see you guys there. Peace.